The car has actually sold. I've gone and got myself a new day job. My dog has been ill, Tia. I had actually seen another car for sale locally. Hi all, welcome back to another video, back on a Driven 24/7 automotive YouTube channel, and you guessed it, it's just a talking video as per the title, and I'm going to just tell you some news that I have, good and bad really, so it's just a catch up talking video. So first things first, the first thing that I want to touch on is the Fiat Punto. Now I haven't released any videos on the Punto on my YouTube channel since I changed the spark plugs in the Punto, and that's the last video you guys would have seen. If you don't follow me on my other social media such as Twitter, because I like to talk a bit on Twitter and express how I feel and what's going on in my life. I've got something in my eye. Yes, so if you don't follow me on any of my other social media pages, then you might not have known what I've been saying recently about the Punto, and that is that I had put the Punto up for sale because ever since I changed the spark plugs, that had made the car and the misfire worse on the Punto. I didn't check the gaps on the spark plugs, but you know me guys, like I want to try and fix cars as much as I can myself, and I was kind of hoping that the misfire on a Punto would just be as easy as spark plugs. And I know you guys are commenting sometimes in the comments below saying try this, try that. When something's broken or going wrong, I just lose interest and patience, and I was a bit gutted by that car because I bought it and it had a misfire but it wasn't that bad. Then obviously or something's made it worse, whether it was a spark plugs or something else, I don't know. So I'm still confused as to what the misfire is, so I thought I'd just be honest, put the car for sale. I basically bought it from the guy with a misfire, so he wasn't honest with me, but I had then been honest on my half, selling the car with a misfire, and because I'm being honest, selling the car with a misfire, it means I had to take a bit of a loss. So the car's been up for sale. I wasn't sure if anyone would want it because it's a niche car as it is, a Mark 1 Fiat Punto with low miles. Then also it's got the bad side of the misfire, but the rest of the car, condition wise, is like new, so I didn't know if anyone was going to want it. Basically, I had some guy who kept promising me a deposit. I'll pay it today, he never did. I'll pay it tomorrow, he never did. So he just messed me around, and then luckily I had someone else come in who was interested, wanted to see a few videos of the car, which was fine, and then he said he was going to leave me a deposit, and he actually did. So I marked the car as sold, and then obviously today he was meant to come and buy the car, and I didn't want to film a video and jinx it, but the guy did turn up with his dad. It turns out that they're actually viewers of my YouTube channel, so that was pretty cool. And yeah, they know the car's got a misfire. I can't tell them why because I don't know. But the guys who have bought the car, it's a father and son. They seem to be into the old car, seem to be into the old Fiats, and the fact that it's got a misfire kind of wasn't the end of the world. They were more going by the condition of the car, which, as I say, is like new. So yeah, the car has actually sold. I've taken a loss, but at the end of the day, sometimes when I sell cars, not being funny, most of the time when I sell my cars, I make a profit. This time I didn't. It's just one of them really. I've made a big fat L, as they say, but the Punto sounds like it's going to a good home. So yeah, the Punto went up for sale, she sold, so that's good. So that currently leaves me with the two cars, which are the two white Starlets. While I still had the Punto, I had actually seen another car for sale locally. I'd seen it on the side of the road with a for sale sign, which is something you never see nowadays. All cars nowadays that are for sale are like advertised for sale on Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, but this car I'd seen on the side of the road with a little bit of cardboard on it saying for sale. So I assumed it was an elderly couple selling this car, and it was. The car happened to be a Ford Puma 1.7. It had 60,000 miles on the clock. When I phoned up the guy, because it was one of his annoying adverts where he didn't have the price, so I had to phone to ask for the price. The price then put me off the car, and then the guy was going to go a little bit lower, so it was a bit more tempting for me. So this was while I had all three cars, two Starlets and the Fiat Punto. But at this time, my dog has been ill, Tia, my Staffy, who's 11. She's been ill recently, and she has to go for an x-ray. So I knew that I could definitely do without buying the Puma, keeping the money in my bank to pay for this x-ray for my dog, because x-rays aren't cheap, and then to pay for any other further veterinary appointments and meds that my dog may need. So I didn't buy the Puma in the end. I was really and ahhing with the elderly couple that was selling it. They'd lost the logbook, so I couldn't buy the car anyway until the logbook had arrived with them. But I was really in two minds. Usually I just go on a whim, and if I like a car I just buy it. But this time something told me you know, I went and saw the car twice, and the second time I said no, and that really took me by surprise because I usually, as I say, just waste my money on cars I don't need. But I was thinking of my dog, my soulmate, and I'm glad I didn't buy the car, so I then had more money than I would need to hopefully fix my dog. I know I'm kind of talking about unrelated car topics, but obviously I do have a life outside of YouTube. I don't have a life outside of cars because, like, cars is my life, or cars are my life. But my dog, she's been there through thick and thin when I was single and depressed and suicidal thoughts. When I'd cry, she'd lick my tears, and that dog is like means everything to me. And so her being ill recently hasn't been good. As I say, she's 11 years old. When the vet said she had to go for an x-ray, I was thinking she had cancer, you know, she was going to die, all these things, because she's an elderly dog, were going through my mind. So when she had her x-ray, I was without her for like a whole day, and I was on a day off, I was alone at home where me and Tia would normally be, like she wasn't. It was really, really sad. And then the vets phoned me and said, we want to speak to you in person about the results, and I thought, oh my god, this is it, like it's going to be as bad as I thought it would be. And basically she's been like coughing but for like 2 months. I know dogs can have a cough called kennel cough, but it was just going on for too long, hence why we all were like, something has got to be up with her, like, internally. But luckily when the vet called me in, I kind of held onto the counter as I braced myself for this bad news, and it turns out my dog has just got some inflamed lungs. And luckily, I say luckily because I think I am lucky, luckily my dog has only got bronchitis, which is like a human thing, but she's now on steroids. But yeah, that was such a big concern, and until I knew the results from her x-ray, I just felt like my life was on hold for that whole day. I couldn't think past the results because, first of all, she could be really ill, which is the main thing that would just kill me, and second of all, obviously, whatever she needs will obviously cost money if she could be fixed. But luckily it's only something really, really minor. I prayed to God that day. I always have to when I go through serious things like that. I'm not a religious Christian, but I believe someone's up there, and luckily my dog is going to be okay. So I've gone and got myself a new day job. So I call it day job because I cut down my full-time job to do part-time proper job, part-time YouTube, and now I've changed my proper job for another changed my job to another proper job. So I won't say where yet. Obviously my current work know I'm leaving. This isn't like a shock announcement to them. But basically I'm going from one main dealership to another. I'm working an extra day now, so I'll be doing 4 days, and I'll still have a day for YouTube. I've got a bit lazy when I've been having the 3 day a week at work. I've got a bit lazy in my 2 days, and I knew that would be a thing because I can get like that. Now I'm only going to have 1 day to do my YouTube during the week, that is. I really want to focus heavily on that 1 day off I have and really dedicate it to my YouTube side of things. So yeah, the current job I have, I couldn't believe a job out there like that existed. I photograph new and used cars for Nissan. And then the other job, when I thought I wasn't going to get another job like this job, I actually have, but as I say, it's at another main dealer. And then another thing I want to discuss, this is the last thing, and it's to do with me talking to camera like this at the moment, is that I've been thinking about for a few months now about doing a podcast, because I quite like listening to podcasts myself, not just any podcast. I'm really fussy. There's a YouTuber that I like and I have done for a while, and he sometimes does podcasts, and I find it's a great way to escape from the real world and go into someone else's world. Not that I've got a reason to escape, but sometimes it's nice to, isn't it? So I feel like I've got a lot to say, hence me talking about dogs and new jobs in this video. It's meant to be on a car automotive YouTube channel, but it is what it is. And I feel like I've got some stories to tell from back in the day, from like this kind of stuff I've been telling you about today. Some of the stuff I didn't need to tell you, but I just wanted to. And I would feel like a podcast would be pretty cool to do. I obviously need to get like a microphone, maybe record like a dummy one, see if I can upload it to Spotify. So if I was doing podcasts, I would aim to upload it to Spotify and YouTube. So YouTube, you could have it on the background. Whether I actually film myself for video form doing a podcast, whether you just have a black screen on YouTube and listen to me, I don't quite know yet. But I'm really keen on doing podcasts where maybe I can waffle for half an hour straight instead of doing more of these talking videos for YouTube, if you see what I mean. So do let me know in the comments below if you think I should do a podcast where I can waffle for half an hour in one take and just talk about stories from my past, car related stories, or my future plans in life, not just car stuff. So if you guys want to hear that, or not see it, but if you guys want to hear that, then comment below. I'd be interested to know your thoughts on that one. I want to try different kinds of car media, and I think a podcast would be really cool. So yeah, I'm waffling too much already. That's why I think I'd be ideal for a podcast. Thanks for watching this video. Just to reiterate, and I'm just going to look at my notes here. So the Punto's gone. I sold her with a misfire. I nearly went and bought a Puma. I don't know why I told you that, but I just did. My poor dog's been ill, but luckily she's on the mend, so I'm glad I didn't buy a Puma, because I then had money in the bag in case I needed to fix my dog a bit more. I have a new job at another main dealer, but I'm not going to tell you where yet, but really excited to start there. And should I do a podcast? Let me know in the comments below. I enjoy doing these talking videos, so yeah, I do think I'd be good for a podcast. I'm waffling again, so stop it. Thanks for watching this one. As always, comment in the comments below. I like reading your comments and interacting with you guys there. And thanks for watching this video. I'm going to go now. Bye.